Tuesday night episode Saints Block Party podcast coming at you. Oh man, New Orleans Saints coaching search continues. Our dude Larry Moore in the chat to give us some hope.
You come here for who? Here? Hey, hey.
My man Ryan look like that man in the Black Panthers right now. Um, before
Cold out here, Ray.
literally, bro. I was in Lubbock this past weekend. It was like
I wasn't out
15.
there.
It snowed on Saturday night. Snowed us snow on Saturday night. And I loved watching New Orleans get snow because growing up in Lubbock, what New Orleans received in I guess Louisiana, just not New Orleans, what New Orleans, Louisiana received today, and I guess some of Mobile too. That's what I grew up with, right? Because like to see y'all get to experience it, like I was happy for y'all because I grew up with that, right? As that's like I grew up with it. So
Never experienced anything like it, bro. Like, it snowed like 3 or 4 times through my life. But just little flurries,
yeah,
scrape enough on the ground to make a ball or whatever. It's like,
but nothing like this.
This I've never seen it, bro. It's just crazy. Feel like a kid, man, just like a big kid out there.
I tweeted, man. Go, make sure you make your. I mean, probably not anymore because it's about like make your ice cream, your snow ice cream. Like that was a thing. Like I grew up with. Like my grandma would. Yeah, bro. Even though it's past, but the reason I was in Lubbock was to celebrate my grandma's 83rd birthday.
Oh, that's a blessing.
Truly a blessing, and there's no one in the world that who supports me and is happy for me in life, and like loves this podcast no matter if we have one subscriber on YouTube. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe, or us being close to 1,700 subscribers. Whether she used to watch us when she was in the comfort of her home, now she's in a facility, and now when people are coming into her room, or there's like the people who come to clean the room, or the helpers, she is the person from Bird Box. She is telling every little person that comes in the room, no, that's my grandson. You gonna watch his podcast. Look. No, not the phone, nigga. It's on the TV. It's on the TV. She is showing them. So just much love to Mama. And this upcoming week is on Thursday will be my mother's birthday. So we'll go out and celebrate her as we always do every year. We like to she loved going new places to try new food, and so that's what we started to do. Is like
follow that tradition. Yep.
We pick a place in LA. Just go to a place that we've never eaten at before, and
that's awesome.
And we just go there. So much love to the pillars and the women in my life that's made me who I am, and so we have 32 concurrent viewers on right now, right?
Let's go, baby. Y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Shit, snowed in.
Snowed in. Let's talk Saints. The first half is going to be coaching search updates to a degree, and then the last half, I do want to inject some bit of hope, or just like maybe the Saints can improve for 2025, no matter who the coach is. And the funny thing is, I started working on this list and just things of how to improve the Saints in week 18. So, but let's get into it. So the first domino fell yesterday. Ben Johnson became the head coach of the Chicago Bears, which was funny because they did not interview him in person. And from what I've told, if the Raiders was willing to spend that dough and they had upped their offer, sounds like he legitimately would have been the Raiders head coach, which is a crazy thing to think about.
That's crazy.
Because then if he became the Raiders head coach, then that probably means that Mike McCarthy then becomes it's just a sliding door effect. But um, so he comes off the board, and then Aaron Glenn is in New York today, and the fact that he went to New York first rather than New Orleans was very telling. And I'm not gonna. Wayne said, "Dan, when do y'all go live?" Just a little bit ago, Wayne. You haven't missed anything. Um, was very telling. Something that if you've been listening to our podcast, been following tweets, you know why he went to New York first. But the telling thing, he's back in Detroit. Woody Johnson didn't finalize that deal. Now I know there's going to be some posturing out there. I heard it was a quote unquote substantial offer. The visit went well. All that. Blah 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 blah. If it went so well, he would have been the Jets head coach right now. Right now. Because
that tweet would have went out. That tweet would have went out. Aaron Glenn has agreed in terms to the offer to become the next head coach of the New York Jets. It would have came out.
That tweet didn't come out today, Ryan, and I was expecting it to. I think most of the league was expecting it to.
Everybody, bro, all the insiders, you could just tell by their tweets. If you just pay attention to how they word things, they all fully expected this to be a done deal today. All of them.
So that means that the door is still open.
Just crack open. Crack open a little bit.
So to quote Michael Irvin, Mickey, Gail, what are you prepared to do about it? That's what I want to know.
Money talks, man. Money talks, bullshit walks. I don't want to hear all that shit about we don't feel we need to recruit. We don't need to recruit. We don't have to sell. I don't like that word sell. Yes, you do. You're one of the worst jobs on the market. You're a struggling franchise that's desperate for leadership. You need to go and recruit. You need to get on them knees. Get on them knees and beg.
Oh, you meant pray. Oh, you meant pray. Okay.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Okay, sorry.
Take it how you want it. I ain't saying. I'm just saying take it how you want it. And go out there and get it, man. Go out there and get it. I don't want to hear nothing about this winter storm or whatever. You know Aaron Glenn. He's been in your building. A second in-person interview is not preventing you. If he's your guy, we know he's been their guy since DA was fired. He's been on their mind. Go get him. Go get him. And look, if he says no, he said, look, I'm waiting on the Jets. Then you're never going to get him anyway. Okay.
Right.
But you go out and you make your substantial offer. You offer him the $10 million, $12 million, $13 million. Don't matter. There's no salary cap for coaches. Go make it happen.
I don't want to hear the excuses because the opportunity is right now. It's right now. And before today, there probably was not going to be an opportunity. Woody Johnson may have fumbled an opportunity right in your lap. Just fumbled it right into the Saints' lap. Can you do something with it? Can you? Because honestly, this is what I feel. What probably happened. This is what I feel will probably happen. Getting a lot of questions in the chat right now. We appreciate you. Please like and subscribe if you are not a subscribe yet.
Please.
I really feel that Woody Johnson, post inauguration, goes into negotiations today and goes, I know that he prefers us as a place he wants to go to. I know he doesn't want to go to the Saints. And I know that maybe the Jags already have kind of zeroed in on Liam Cohen. He don't really got any other option. So maybe with these negotiations, I can kind of come in and lowball a nigga. Get rid of these DEIs around these places. Don't need them. And, what did Chicago get being a 13? Oh, Aaron, how about this? I don't know. And listen, I don't know what was on the table. I'll say this. I don't know what was on the table. But just put it together, because if they offered him enough money, he'd be the Jets coach right now. And what I'm doing, if I'm Mickey, if I'm Gail, I'm calling up AG's agent and I'm saying, hey, what was the number? What was the number? Put 2 more million on top of that. Come to New Orleans. Stop fucking around.
It's
That's
yours.
simple.
What's up?
And if he says no to that, then he says no to that. At least you tried. At least you tried.
And my question would be, well, what else you want? Because there's the reports about, I don't remember the guy's name, but the assistant GM, the assistant GM with the with the Commanders, who was with the Lions. Apparently, he would be a package deal with AG, and the job is open in New York. You know what I'm saying, for that GM. They brought him, bringing him in for a second interview. That gig ain't open in New Orleans, so is that like a big preventative point, sticking point for AG coming here? You know what I'm saying? Like
Lewis Nork. Oh no, Lance. Sorry, I said Lewis. Sorry, Lance Nork.
Yeah, it's like that's another issue with the Saints. That's something that a lot of people don't realize is that you got Big Mickey sitting there. That's just it's just in the way, bro. He's in the way.
I've been trying to tell people this for months, Ryan. For months.
Nobody want to come work for that dude, man. Nobody want to come work for that dude, bro.
Besides Mike McCarthy, because he might not get a job.
Mike McCarthy, like, look, man, I need work. Job, man.
Y'all hiring out here? Y'all got some more head coaching jobs? And I'm not even mad at Mike, nigga. I get it. When you unemployed, you gotta get a job. You gotta get a job. Hold on. Mr. Toxic said, wait, Mr. Toxic XX. I'm happy with Glenn, McCarthy, or Brady. Okay. Great Cordy. That's a like the streaming of thought. Yeah, Lewis said, Mickey said he would let the new coach choose a staff. And I've heard the same. But also, like, Mickey says a lot of things that, like, Lewis.
Yeah, but whatever. Staff is like coaches. But I'm talking about like a GM.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like personnel. That's different. That's executive level. I don't know how amenable Mickey is to that type of shit. I don't know.
Right. Because basically, with Lance Nork, if they go to the Jets as a package deal, that means that much like Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are working collaboratively with the Lions.
Exactly.
That's what Aaron Glenn is wanting, was seeking with the Jets.
Alignment.
Now, in New Orleans, even if Mickey says, listen, you come here, you can run this, blah, 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 does that mean that you got Jeff Ireland, who is the head of what? Draft personnel. He's a senior draft guy, right? Does that mean Jeff Ireland's going to get booted out and Lance comes? Like those are the questions. Or does Lance come in and kind of come in like who knows? But my first question even wouldn't be about the alignment. My first question is, let's start with, would you take the job? Let's start there. Yes or no? Yeah. We give you an extra $2 million. Would you become, like, whatever they offering you, put $2 million on top of that, $3 million on top of that? Yes or no? The rest of it, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We are amendable to figuring it out for you to become the Saints head coach.
Straight up. That should be the move right now. Right now. Y'all love Zoom calls so much. Get on that goddamn Zoom. Like,
What Gail got a private jet? She can't roam that bitch up and go to Detroit?
She was at the inauguration just fine. She's out there chilling. Mangling it up. Okay.
But when the head coaches for the New Orleans Saints is at stake, we can't bring coaches in. There's a blizzard that we
knew about for like 2 weeks. It's like
nigga, I've been getting tweets about it on my timeline for a week and a half. I don't live in New Orleans, Ryan, but I've known about it, and I was worried about, like, damn, is it gonna be during the Senior Bowl week or? But I'm planning ahead of time. But you telling me you're a $1 billion corporation, but you can't? Okay, all right. Make it make sense, please. Please.
Please make it make sense, because it don't, bro. It does not make sense to me.
And I have done a full 180 on Joe Brady. You bring me
Bro,
my white taper faded head coach. And I was told today is like something that's working against him is that like he like is like he's in the playoffs. Like the Saints have been waiting since November. They haven't gotten a jump start on head coaches search since November. Just wait, niggas. Wait, y'all been waiting this long? Y'all can't wait. Y'all can't wait. Y'all for the head coach. Y'all can't wait.
like, how is that a negative? Like, you just wait. Like, I mean, honestly, I think you shouldn't even be able to talk to these coaches until the playoffs is over anyway.
It's weird.
It's like, I know I would hate it just as if my team was in the playoffs. And, those interviews are tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to expend a lot of mental energy on that. I want my coach focused on the game plan for the playoffs, period. But that's another question.
Uh,
Oh, yeah,
EQ
I'm
says
completely on the.
Loomis
But
wants McCarthy. No, Loomis wants Aaron Glenn. Loomis has wanted Aaron Glenn since November. My thing is, if you want him bad enough, go show us.
go get it.
Show me.
Go get it. Show that thirst.
Louisiana said we waited to get Clint. Shit, Joe and Cliff are worth the wait. That's what I said. I said this on Twitter. Like we waited to get Clint Kubiak as an OC until the Niners were done with their Super Bowl run, but they
Yeah.
also kind of had to wait because John Gruden told them no. But
Yeah.
um, Jake said, what would he be doing if he were there? Wait, who? Oh wait. Jake said Mickey ain't firing anyone unless Gale makes him. We saw that with DA. Ireland is safe. Maybe. I would assume Ireland would be safe. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I get a vibe. I mean, you probably know better than me, but I just get a vibe that Mickey isn't like married to Jeff Ireland like that.
I get the
You
same
know what I'm
vibe.
saying? Just kind of like, eh.
Like if he had a chance to like maybe push him out the door, like he would do it like really quickly and but also like I don't know. He'd be like, bye, bye, bye. Loomis wants familiarity and doesn't want to take a risk on someone who hasn't been a part of the system before it scares him. Yeah, that's 100% true. And that's partly some of why he wants Aaron Glenn. But I think if you listen and watch and just familiarize yourself enough with Aaron Glenn as a candidate, I just don't like. I feel and I can we talk about the whole people turning on Aaron Glenn because of what the Commanders did to his defense in the playoffs in one game
Oh
thing?
man, it's
Like
like, what are we doing
like
here?
like Dan Quinn's Cowboys defense didn't give up 45 points to the Packers in the divisional. Was it the divisional game or the wild card game? I don't even remember.
I mean, any coach that gets hired from a playoff team that didn't get to the Super Bowl, it's like most likely they did a bad job or they failed in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. That's the NFL, man. It's like that happens. If you like the guy last week, that one game shouldn't change anything. Like it
Like
shouldn't.
he shut down Jetta's and Jordan Addison and Kevin O'Connell's offense 2 weeks before, and then 2 weeks later, like he's a trash head coach. Like, okay, all right, that's
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I mean, look, I get that it leaves a little just kind of I wouldn't even say a bad taste, but a
I
bad
get it.
lasting impression. You know what I'm
Like
saying?
that,
Like
like that 12 minute in the huddle, I was like, ooh,
that was the one thing that annoyed. I was like, ooh, like
I was like, ooh, that's a Saints head coach, baby.
that's
Come on,
like
yes.
that was some DA. I was like, DA out there? What DA? Is
No,
DA still out there?
that nigga, he in Chicago about to coach Caleb Williams right now, nigga.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me pissed, bro. Don't get me pissed.
I would throw hands. I would throw hands, Ryan, if I saw him.
Not NFL media talking all glowingly about DA. He was a really good defense. I was like, oh, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Get this guy out of my life.
This man went out uh, and like really overruled everyone to sign Derek Carr to a nasty ass contract.
Nasty,
Gets
bro.
gets fired,
and now gets to go and work with a young, talented quarterback.
and the like the hottest head coaching candidate
OC,
like you've ever seen in like years, bro.
years, bro. And meanwhile, we stuck here. Loomis trying to figure out should they pay Carr 40 million.
I would give this nigga an elbow, bro. I swear to God, don't let me see him, bro. Don't let me see him.
Oh,
Let's see. When your offense has 5 turnovers, your defense is missing key starters. You're facing Jay Daniels. What are you expecting Glenn to do? I don't know. It was just the argument was just
yeah. I mean,
was
look, I thought it was a poorly coached game by Glenn. Like that's like
it was.
They were missing tackles. They weren't sound for whatever reason. I don't know. Like, and he got to take that L. But as far as the his whole body of work, I mean, come on, man. There's not one coach you can look at and can't find a bad game. Sean Payton, Lord knows how many dunkers he had in the playoffs. Jesus, like, so it just is what it is. Like, it just has no bearing on how I feel about them as a head coach. You know what I'm
None.
saying? And the thing is, with all these head coaches, I could pick apart all of them, bro. Like, I mean, all of them. Like everybody has things that I'm questionable about. Questionable about. You know what I'm saying? Joe Brady, he did good. I like what he did in the playoffs. I like the way he changes. I give him that. Like I like the way Joe Brady adapts to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like the game this week. What are we going to do to win this game this week? You know what I'm
This
saying?
man made Josh Allen like a tall Jimmy G, bro. Like you
Game manager. Game manager. I think he completed. I think he did like 4 attempts over 10 yards. You know,
crazy.
used his legs in the red zone. Just made him not a huge factor. You know, because that's what
Josh
they had to
Allen,
do.
bro.
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen. That's
Even Tony
crazy.
Romo, like Tony Romo was screaming on the thing the whole time, like, "Oh, you gotta use Josh Allen more. You gotta use Josh Allen more. Do what you gotta do to win the game." Now they almost lost the game. You know what I'm saying? But offensively, I think it worked enough. You know what I'm saying for them to win the game.
Right.
But like Kellen Moore, he had some things, questionable things. So
Ooh.
all these guys, like you could just pick them apart, man. Like, but it's just where the Saints are at. These are the candidates, man. It's like there's no perfect candidate out there, just not.
So there, Ryan Pugh. I hope I'm
What's up,
pronouncing
Brian?
your last name correctly. I might be not be. Might. But of all the coaches out there, I wonder who could come in and demand Card to be released. So I wouldn't be like a demand, but I do think there has been more open mindedness to the head coaches that if the coach doesn't want Derek Carr, the team and Mickey would be willing more open. The coach that makes the most that and he probably doesn't get an interview with the Saints because he's putting off all interviews until the playoffs are over. Is Cliff Kingsbury, bro? Ain't no way Cliff motherfucking Kingsbury recruited Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, went to Arizona, saw what he had in Josh Rosen, went to Michael Bitwell and said that motherfucker ain't it. I need to draft Kyler #1 overall, and now has been coaching Jaden Daniels for a year, is going to come into a team, sees Derek Carr and says, yes, that's
Yeah,
who I want as my ain't no way.
that's the one coach that I'm not worried about with Derek Carr. Like I have no faith whatsoever that he would want to keep Derek Carr. Like I just come
None.
on, man. Like his
None.
eye for quarterbacks is just too good. No
None.
way. Now everything else about him you could question, but his eye for quarterbacks, I wouldn't. That's the one positive you bring it in with somebody like him. You know what I'm saying? The
I
one
could
major positive.
I could see him going. I could see him being enticed by Milrow. Like this is all like hypothetical, right? But if like Cliff was the head coach, I could see him completely being enticed by Milrow at 9, by Dart at 9, like something that is just like not in the typical eye of how like normal people or normal evaluators see things. Because
Right.
Cliff just has a different eye of quarterback evaluation than everyone else does. It's not the same. It's just not the same. I would, and again, don't think it's gonna happen, but I would be very interested to see him with Spencer Rattler for just one
I
season.
would. I really would, man. I really would. It'd be very interesting. Cause he did some good stuff with Jaden, man. I was very impressed. The stuff they do against the blitz as a rookie, just blows me away, man. Like,
It the stuff that Clint Kubiak had that no.
like for whatever reason, like it just didn't work. I don't know if that's I don't know how much of it's on the QB, how much of it is on the play caller, but the whole operation when you watch the Commanders and they send all these blitzes at Jaden Daniels and he just like easily recognized it. I don't know whatever goes in that operation, man. It's beautiful.
It is. I do think a lot of that. When this is a completely separate topic, but that VR thread that
Oh
Marcus put
yeah,
in our Discord, fascinating,
very
fascinating.
fascinating.
Ben asks, let's say the Bills get eliminated this weekend and Brady has a chance to interview soon after McCarthy. Is there any chance Brady could beat out Mike? I think, and I think it should be also noted. Shout out to our dude Brock in our Discord for mentioning it. Also, by the way, just really quickly, sorry for the terrible segue, Ben. Next week is the Senior Bowl. We will be at the Senior Bowl. If you are not a Patreon or if you're not a YouTube member, this is the perfect time to become either one of those because our content next week is going to be absolutely crazy. We're going to be putting up content on YouTube, putting up content on Reels, on Instagram, on Twitter, but there's also going to be exclusive content that's only going to be for Patreon, that's only going to be for YouTube members. We're going to get interviews with prospects. That's only going to be Patreon only, YouTube membership only. So there's going to be practice like the one-on-ones, D line, O line, wide receiver, cornerback. Some of that's going to be just regular content for everyone. Some of that's just going to be strictly Patreon only, YouTube member only. So patreon.com/Saints Block Party or YouTube, become a YouTube member, $4.99 a month. Patreon, dollar a month, or if you want to, you can do $12 for the whole year. That's it. Anyway,
That's it.
Ben's question about Joe Brady overtaking Mike McCarthy. How do I word this politically? I think there are more Joe Brady fans in the Saints building than Mike McCarthy. The biggest Mike McCarthy fan in the Saints building is Mickey Loomis. So it just really becomes what outweighs what.
Right.
And so if Mike McCarthy comes in and has an in-person interview and he is great and everyone that may have been lukewarm on him warms up to him, then I think you're going to get a lot of momentum going for Mike McCarthy. But if he goes in that interview and the vibes are kind of and then Joe Brady comes in there and in person he knocks that out the water and he already had fans in that building and then maybe Mickey Loomis starts becoming on board too, then you might see that Joe Brady momentum start building as well. That's the best way I can
Right.
answer that as politically without kind of spilling too much as possible as I can. Um, anything else from this this that you it's just a lot of waiting in limbo, bro. A
A
lot
lot
of
of
waiting in
waiting,
limbo.
man. A lot of waiting. I'm I need Patrick Mahomes to go out and do his thing this Sunday.
Hashtag
You know,
Cheese Kingdom, baby.
he's king the baby. Get the Bills out of there so we can get Joe Brady up in here. You know, I don't know who like I want the most, man. Like I keep going back and forth. You know, like there's things I like about McCarthy, what he can bring. You know, Joe Brady has a high, is very, very, very bustable. Like it could go very bad.
Ooh, such an outlier, bro. Such an outlier.
Yeah, very much an outlier. But there are things to like about him, and if
I,
you get him, you would.
bro, he listen, bro. He that new OC, and everybody loves that new OC.
But he was. I was even like, I went back. I was like, well, how experienced was Matt Lafleur? When he got his,
Oh,
even
he had
he had
time, bro.
he had like 9 years experience with
Yeah.
NFL teams before, and he was considered like super too young. Like people were like, "Whoa, this guy's way too young," and he had like 9 years. Brady got like 4 years NFL experience, so it is a complete outlier, bro. Like just a complete outlier. You are banking on him just being a prodigy that you can groom and grow into being like a great head coach. But I'm for it, bro. Like, because if it fails, what up? At least
You
you tried.
tried.
At least you tried. You shot your shot. Didn't work. Got to keep it moving. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
one thing that really has me just like a little like tintillated about the Aaron Glenn potential if the Jets do fumble it. Steve Wilkes as DC.
See, that would show that Aaron trying to cook. Aaron Glenn trying to cook.
Steve Wilkes as DC. And I potentially like Mark Brunell as OC, which is funny because when I hear that, I already have an idea of what the offense would look like. It would kind of be like a mesh of like Sean's offense and like Ben Johnson's offense, like kind of like
Hmm.
a like mesh together of that,
Yeah.
right? But that Steve Wilkes as his DC had me like, whoo, whoo.
Now they're gonna be coaching on that side of the ball. That's one
Yes,
thing I
sir.
would feel good about. I would feel real good about that side of the ball.
Well, Louisiana asked, "Do y'all think we have a shot at Steve Wilkes, though?" But I mean, if that's like Aaron Glenn, if he's the head coach, is kind of identified that his defensive coordinator he would want for the
Right.
defense would be Steve Wilkes. Is why I
Those
mentioned.
conversations already happened
All
behind
right,
the
they already got
scenes.
coach. Like the fluff I had heard of like, oh, Aaron Glenn is in Detroit because he has to figure his stat. Like the staff's already figured out. Who we fluffing here?
Right.
Who are we fluffing here? Um. Someone had said, Eric said the Patreon is dope. Appreciate you. John said, of all the live broadcasts that I was able to tune in with my schedule, I wasn't expecting a 5 a.m. from Switzerland to be the one. Keep up.
Wow.
Thank you for.
Thank you.
Don't know why you're up at 5 a.m., John. I hope it's for work purposes, but thank you for for
Tuning
joining
in,
us.
man. Appreciate it.
Can I before we go to our break for Underdog Fantasy, and then we'll come back with talk about some hopeful stuff about how to improve the Saints really quickly before we get out of here. Um, there are just a lot of just sad people on the internet. Like there's a Twitter account out that's like a hate account directed towards me. Me.
You made it, bro. Like that's when you make it. When you get hate accounts, you've officially made it, bro.
Um, and I'll don't know who it is, don't really care. But all I'm gonna say is, one, I'm a little flattered, but two, get a fucking life.
Please, please get a life. Go get some fresh air. Go play in the snow. Go find you a woman. Go find you a man. Go find whatever. Like, do something with your life. The fact that
Please.
you take any second of your time to do something like that, you're a sad, sad specimen of a human. Just sad. Like,
Because this like this is this is real. We've been in April, this will be 5 years of doing this. And I don't know who you think we are or who you think I am, but there's a reason Greg Rosenthal, Cynthia Freeland, Greg Cosell, Patrick Claybon, Kevin Patra,
Jordan
oh,
Rodriguez,
Jordan Rodriguez, Matt Harmon, maybe this offseason, Mina Kimes. There's a reason why people break bread with us and come on this podcast. We real people and we keep shit real. I don't make shit up about the Saints. I have better things to do in my life than make shit up about a football team. I work 40 plus hours saving kids' lives. Let me say that again in case you didn't hear me the first time. I work 40 plus hours and have been for almost a decade saving kids' lives. So if you think that I come home or get on this phone and tweet lies about what I think I make up about the Saints, go fuck yourself. I don't got the time for it. I don't got the energy for it. And if you don't believe me, maybe you can maybe ask a person that has built his brand of covering the Saints that I used to do a podcast with for 2 years, who I was a source for the time that I did a podcast with. Please go ahead and ask him. If you don't believe me, this same phone that I just pointed out, I still got text messages where I sourced him for information about the Saints for stories that he broke that I never took credit for. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Ryan because he also knew that that shit was true. I don't got time to lie. It's not, I don't need to lie about the Saints. I don't. I really don't. I have to send reports to court that are true. So I send true reports about children's lives and about child abuse. But yes, let me then make up lies about a football team.
Stupid, man. Just stupid. Go, go do something with your life, bro. Please.
Please. Anyhow, but all that to say, please continue to like listen and hate watch or hate.
Oh yeah, keep watching.
Hate stroke, hate listen, whatever you do.
Who did? Hit
Please
the like button.
like, subscribe. Anyway, we're going to hit it to our the thing that we're gonna hit. That's called a sponsor. So we're gonna get it to our sponsor, and we're gonna come back, talk some hopeful things about the Saints, and then we will return after this break.
Underdog is the best place to cash in on all your takes this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones are cold? Make your entries in just a few taps and turn your sport opinions into real money. Wide receiver hurt? Every dog deserves a second chance. And with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if any early injury causes your entry to lose.
I love Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is the best place to play champions. So sign up and deposit now using promo code Block Party to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Download the app today and use the code Block Party to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Again, download the app today and use the code Block Party to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Will Derek Carr throw for over 75 yards, higher or lower? You decide using Underdog Fantasy.
Download the app today and use code Block Party to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's code Block Party to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Higher or lower, you make the call on Underdog. Must be 18 years or older, 19 or older in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text Next Step to 53342. In New York, call 24/7-HOPE-LINE at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
We are back. All right, let's talk a little hope. We have 78 concurrent viewers on right now. Appreciate y'all joining us. 181 views, almost got 200 views on this episode right now. But I want to talk some hope. So I started doing this, I think it was week 18 when we were doing our last Zoom of the season for the regular season. Of just how the Saints could improve and the things that they needed to do. So this is an early kind of in look of, and I only did this based off players who are current free agents, not players who might get cut, might get traded, none of that. If you just go to spot track or over the cap, these are players who are going to be free agents, and then I just also hit on players who are free agents for the Saints in terms of players that need to potentially be brought back. So I'm going to share this. If you're talking in the chat, not going to be able to see any chats for a bit. Give me a second. Let me share it. All right. So this is just a quick way of how to. This is not draft related. This is just free agency. How to potentially improve the Saints. Okay. Got free agent targets. We got bring back. I'm going to start with free agency. The ors, that doesn't mean both. Just ors. Okay. So, in free agency, Saints should either go after Joshua Palmer or go big game fishing and go after T. Higgins.
Ooh.
Adam, I don't understand how that makes sense with their current situation. They're a rebuilding team. It doesn't make sense to their cap. I get that. I get it. And maybe it's not the financially smart thing to do. So that's why I put Joshua Palmer on the list, because he's more of a player that hits all the boxes that the Saints need. They need a bigger guy. He's young. He's big. He's young. He makes plays down the field, and he's not going to cost you what a player like T. Higgins is going to cost, right?
Right.
And I was looking at, if you go to spot track at guys like the market value for him, you could get Joshua Palmer for maybe like a 3-year, $18 million deal ish, about $8 million, per year. He makes plays for the Chargers, but has for like the last two-ish years.
That's light work. That's light work for Kai, bro. I mean, we paying Jamal Williams that shit.
Come on, bro. You can't tell me you can't go get Joshua Palmer for 3 for 8 or 3 for 18 million? 3 for 18? Come on, bro.
I like that. I like that Joshua Palmer, man. That's a smart banking on upside. You can envision the role for him and all that stuff. Would make the whole wide receiver group just a little better.
It was.
And that's even before you get to the draft and all that stuff.
All that. Because I did this, because this is what smart teams do, right? Try to feel your needs before the draft. You hit these needs, and then when you get to the draft, then you could just literally draft the best player available. And I get it. Saints cap situation, blah, blah, blah. I did this in thinking that they could potentially pull off most of these moves. Probably the only one that they probably couldn't do was the Mike Gesicki move, the way he played with the Bengals down the stretch, and I think the Bengals are going to bring him back. So I'm actually going to take him off the list because he seems not realistic when I did this. So next move, going after Dante Fowler, who's been rejuvenated for the Commanders, or the one I actually like better. I want to go get Milton Williams. He's a underrated player for the Philadelphia Eagles. By advanced metrics, he is the most, and I know we hate this word, but in terms of internal pressure, one of the most disruptive internal players on the interior of the defensive line. But he doesn't get a lot of playing time because their line is just so deep.
Yeah.
But when he does, I watched a couple of Eagles games, when he does get playing time, makes plays from the inside. Free agent, those like a player like I feel like he could be essentially what we felt we were getting when the Saints signed Bink from the Chiefs.
And you could get Bink out of here. Out of here. Boop.
Quickly.
Get Milton Williams in there. I like that one, bro. I like that Milton Williams.
He popped on my radar when I was watching the Eagles game, and one of the announcers was talking about how much interior pressure, like he actually, I don't know if it wasn't PFF, but like in terms of like how much interior pressure he like is graded on like their line. He's like graded as
Mhm.
like the highest interior pressure player for the entire Eagles defensive line,
That's
but outside of
interesting.
Jalen Carter.
Right, right, right.
This is a big one. You gotta address offensive tackle, namely Trevor Penning. You can't go into next season thinking that he's going to be the starter. Ronnie Stanley seems like big game fishing, but he's older. The Ravens probably are going to try to bring him back, but I could see him maybe wanting to like leave and getting like one last big payday. I'm going to Jarek Wills. He started off his career with the Browns amazingly. He looked like the next best thing from Alabama at right tackle for the Browns, and then his career just I don't know, bro. It just went off kilter. Bring him in.
Hmm.
First round pick. He got the pedigree.
Yep.
Competition.
Competition, man. That's it.
Guards. I don't even know. When I did this activity, I don't even know where Ben fucking Breeson. I think he's just a free agent. I can't even tell you what fucking team he's on right now. I was
Bringing the
just I was,
guard. Shit.
I was just sick. I think I just looked up free agent guards, bro. But Mekhi Becton's interesting because the Saints really wanted to bring him in when he got cut by the Jets. Like
Yep.
there were stories the Saints were linked to him. Doesn't happen. He goes to the Eagles. Eagles move him into the interior. He still has his warts because he hasn't played on the inside, but
Right.
on the move and in the run game, he's a force.
Force, man. Force. And I think he made him some money this year too.
He absolutely did. You put him at left guard next to Fuaga if he stays at maybe you get a finally a healthy Eric McCoy. Then like if you just go left to center, you got Fuaga, you got Becton, you got McCoy, and you got Ruiz. There's something there.
Something there. Something there.
Something there.
Not perfect, but you got like, okay, I could do this. I could run the ball to my left. Got some pretty good pass rush. I mean, pass protection on the left side of my quarterback. I got something here.
Something there. And then this would probably, I mean, slot corners get paid, but and this I put him on this list when under the thinking that if Mike McCarthy became the head coach, trying to just do some dots. Jordan Lewis has been an outstanding slot corner with Dallas for years. He's a free agent. He's been injured this past season, but when healthy, he's really good slot corner. If I would say, like, listen, I would bring him in, and don't ask me what that means about Alante, because honestly, I don't really care about Alante's position right now. I'm not thinking about Alante's position when I'm bringing in a player like Jordan Lewis. Maybe that means Alante just moves to safety, whatever. But I put Jordan Lewis on this list more just on the thinking of if Mike McCarthy became the Saints head coach, bringing Jordan Lewis with him and having him man the safety position, and then bringing back MBS, John Ridgway II, Amadi, and I would bring back Adebo on a 1 year prove it deal who's coming off injury. One player I was brought it up in our when we're doing our Zoom that I didn't mention, and he could go up here because you got to get creative. You got to be a little smarter. Chris Godwin
Ooh.
coming off a pretty nasty injury.
Mm-hmm.
He got that injury he got that injury later in the season. That's going to be a low risk, high reward
Yep.
type assignment.
I would love it. I would love it, man. Look, man,
Thoughts?
you make those moves. Make
You
those
probably not
moves.
you probably not going to get all of them, but just
No.
some.
You make some of the moves, and you factor in like some of the guys that come back from injury. You know, Alvin Kamara come back. You get a healthy Eric McCoy back. You get, just a lot of the pieces that we were missing throughout the season come back, and you add in a draft, a nice full draft. And you got something there. You ain't gonna be the worst team in the league, and you know what I'm saying. Like you got something you could you can go out and fight with, and maybe build towards something, because a lot of these type of players, a lot of them, like I love the ones like Joshua Palmer
Mm-hmm.
and Milton Williams and stuff like that because they're young and you catching
Mm-hmm.
them kind of on the
Mm-hmm.
right on the curve of the upswing of their career, and you get them at an affordable price. Those are the type of moves that the Saints used to do. You know what I'm saying? That the
Yes.
Saints used to do that worked out. Getting a John Vilma when the Jets are kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Or getting a, Jeremy Shockey or a lot of players over the years that we've gotten like that. So, man, I would love to see the Saints do something like that. Like, how much money they're gonna have to spend? Look, bro, if you follow the Saints long enough, you can't be worrying about. Because if they want it to happen, they can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And like, how financially responsible are they going to be this off season? We'll see. How much cap space they're going to have? They won't have much,
No.
but it's going to be incumbent on the head coach that comes in is how much how much do you want to go in on this season? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I doubt any coach coming in wants to tank. You know what I'm saying? And the Saints just don't operate like that.
They don't do
They
it.
just don't, man. They just don't. So my theory is, whatever coach coming in, they're gonna be like, look, man, let's cook, and let's try to get the best team on the field we can to be in the hunt. You know what I'm saying? Which they want to do.
And that, like I said, those are just some moves that just, like I said, I made that week 18. Just moves I was just like, this is how, just some players that can make the team better. I originally had Foster on the list, but then that picture of him with John Gruden came out, and then I took him off the list.
What
And
Foster?
he
Foster
Moreau,
Moreau?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
got the list. Got the list. Sorry,
Get out of here.
sorry. It's a deep tight end class. So
Oh, yeah. Plenty of tight ends, man. Plenty of tight ends.
yeah, Dante said his leg is shattered anyway. Sure is. Guy don't like ugly. Sorry. So
Gone.
any anything anything else coaching? So I asked you this question last week. I'm gonna ask you this question today. Who is going to be the Saints head coach?
And now I feel like it's gonna be. I think the Jets are gonna close the deal with Aaron Glenn. I think they're gonna make it happen at the end of the day.
Okay.
I think it's gonna end up being Mike McCarthy. I think.
Okay.
I think. Just because the decision makers, I think, are fans of would rather Mike McCarthy as a fallback option. I
Yep.
think so.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going to say I I think it will end up being Mike McCarthy. I hope it ends up being Joe Brady.
Right. I agree. But then there's these other ones like Mike Kafka, like hearing he interviewed well. Um, Anthony Weaver. Like, I don't think these are just fluff interviews. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think these are just Rooney Rule interviews. I think there is some interest there. How
So
much? I don't know.
just so Louisiana, hopefully Joe Brady available for interview before we make the selection. I think Joe Brady has a chance if the Bills lose. Here's the thing: Joe Brady has a chance if the Bills win or lose. Shout out to our dude Brock for pointing it out. If the Bills win that bye week for the Super Bowl, Joe Brady can interview in person. And hey, guess where? Guess
Yep.
where the Super Bowl is?
Come on down, bro.
In New Orleans. Um, Drew said, "I feel like whoever it is, we will all be torn. Hope, rightfully so. We ask questions here. I'm not. Listen, as long as it's not Dan Rizzi or John Gruden, they really can't hurt me.
Poor Alvin Kamara stepped into it today, boy. they, they tore his ass up on Twitter, boy.
Good,
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
good,
But
more.
to his But to his defense, I completely understand
Oh, I
players'
do too.
perspective because they're just like, hey, Rizzy our guy. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's really that simple, but no, no.
Well, it's like I tweeted it, man. It's like imagine going from the absolute worst boss you've ever had in your life to
Exactly.
going to like a boss that's like substantially better to
Right.
you as an employee, but maybe like but probably is not really that substantially better overall.
Right. Yeah, in their mind, they're comparing Rizzy to what they had with DA. And it's like, yeah, like, of
Yeah,
course,
bring him back.
bring him back. He did outstanding compared to what we had. That's how they're looking at it. Where we're looking at it like, man, we trying to reach for the mountaintop, man. We
And
want better for ourselves, damn it.
Max Crosby did the exact same thing with Antonio
Same
Pierce
thing.
compared to Josh McDaniels.
Same thing. Fired the
Um,
year.
uh, can I just point out just the whole, just real quick, the whole, you brought up the Anthony Weaver and the Mike Kafka thing. It never made sense to me why the Saints didn't bring them in for in-person interviews the first time. Like, it just never made sense to me. And now, like, they can't because of a blizzard. Like, they were going to bring them in, and now like that has to like wait towards like the end of the week to bring them in.
We hope. Because we
Like,
got more snow than people expected. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, so now you got to wait on that Rooney Rule checkbox
which is
before you
funny
can really
because
do
like
anything.
right, like, like the like hilarious thing is like, let's say they called up Eric Glenn and he said like, you know what, let's make this shit happen. I'm coming to New Orleans.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We got to wait till Friday to bring in this. And, and then Saturday, we could make that move, right?
When this
Oh,
all could have been taken care of had they just brought them in the first
Eric
week that
Glenn
they
gonna be
could have.
like, Eric Glenn gonna be like, huh? Oh, man. Call Woody back, bro. Call Woody back.
Yo, can we
Get
still
Woody
get
back on
that?
the phone.
Can we still get that deal with Rockefeller?
'Cause these niggas out here playing, man. These niggas out here playing, bro. Just don't have like they just don't have this shit together, bro. It's
But
crazy.
it, it's been on my the Rooney thing, or just not even the Rooney thing, but like shout out to Wayne for bringing it to our attention. But it's been on my radar since he brought it up because I didn't realize that to satisfy the Rooney Rule, you had to do two external in-person interviews of a minority or a female candidate.
Yep.
And so they put out a whole ass tweet, bro, with Anthony Weaver, bro, and it says virtual right in that goddamn tweet.
Virtual. For no reason. He wasn't in the playoffs. Could have
Like
easily flew him in
from
to the in
Miami,
person.
Ryan. It's in Florida, nigga. Like what? Like huh? Unless maybe you know I don't even care. Maybe he doesn't live in Florida on the off season. I don't care. You're a billionaire corporation. Fly him in for wherever the fuck he was at. It makes no sense. Yeah, Jamel said, "Can we still get that deal with Rockefeller?"
Last call.
But it's just that to me is like it's maybe I feel like I'm making a big deal, but I think it just goes to show like the lack of organization, just like
Right.
there's no foresight of what's going on right now. And
It's just go ahead, keep going.
also it goes back to well, maybe they would have just talked to David Shaw.
Still want to know what's up with that.
Apparently they weren't interested, allegedly. I don't know.
Weird. That whole thing was just weird. Very weird.
And my friend still has not been able to pinpoint who told who no. Like I still don't know. I still don't know.
But yeah, it just goes back to what we were a lot of the little things that people might say, oh, we overreact to, like, oh, y'all making a big deal about. It's all those little things compile and add up
And
to
those little things are why Aaron Glenn does not want to come to the like. That's the
right.
reason why he has a preference.
It's like the making Rattler QB3 thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, in the grand scheme, it was a small thing, but it's just like it's stupid. Like so many of these little stupid things. Not having fans at the LA, I mean California practice, and all these little small stupid things. But you put them all together, you start to build a case that this organization is not functional. It's a disorganized, incompetent organization right now. Once you
Where's
add all those little things up,
where's Jack McCoy? Where's Casey Novak? Nigga,
please go back, man.
Ooh, that bitch is fine, bro. Anyway,
Love me some cool.
happy milk day. Oh, MLK. Sorry. Day. Sorry.
Okay, was alright with that.
Oh, I know. Um, we appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. We have like 200. We have 83 concurrent viewers on right now, which is wild. Um, let's see. Derek says Loomis speaking with the same energy / message that he came with last year told us everything. Here's the funny thing, Derek. I don't feel like Loomis spoke with that same energy. I felt like his energy was completely different. Was completely different. He did not have the same bravado. He did not have the same he did not come with the same energy. He spoke like a man that has been through some rigors and felt defeated. Does he still have some power in that building? Absolutely. I just don't know how much power he still has. Like I don't know how strong it is. Like, I don't know how much
Yeah.
how strong that grip is.
Just feeling like he's got taken down a peg or two. Just like I don't know. I don't know.
But just to give you guys I don't know, like an itinerary for the week. So we will be doing our prospect of the week episode. Me and Ryan have to figure out the date, but our next prospect we'll be doing, popular one, Boise State running back Ashton Genty. That series are Patreon only. So, or Patreon only, YouTube only. So we've done Mikael Williams, edge rusher. We've done Totoroa McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona. Go watch, listen to those episodes, but they are Patreon only. There are YouTube only. Ashton Genty, that whole entire series is only going to be Patreon only. Patreon.com/Saints Block Party, or become a YouTube member at $4.99 a month. You're not going to want to miss the Ashton Genty episode. It's going to be a super popular one. I can almost guarantee it. So we're going to do that one. We don't know when yet, but then once that one's posted, next week, I fly into New Orleans on Monday and then make the trek to Mobile that same day. Tuesday is the press conference for the Senior Bowl, and then I believe the first Senior Bowl practice will be on Tuesday as well. So we will be up, running, and going with content continuously starting Tuesday. So we'll be doing episodes and doing Senior Bowl episodes and all that fun stuff. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We cannot wait for next week. So anything that I missed that I hit up?
No. No, you on
Anyway,
it, bro.
all right. So appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining. We will be back later this week for Patreons only and YouTube members only for the Ashton Genty Prospect of the Week episode, and we'll be back next week for the Senior Bowl. We appreciate y'all. With that, we are out.
Peace.